If you want an AP class but you don't want to do calculus, you can do AP Stat. It's a pretty common one, but it's completely different. It's statistics stuff. Those would be the main ones I would look at.
Oh yeah.
So, did you have? Were you leaning towards one or the other, or?
No, I don't know well enough, I guess.
Well, are you going to college?
Yeah.
So I'd say probably AP Stat, College Algebra, or AP Calculus. AP Calculus is definitely going to be the hardest. AP Stat would be a little bit easier, but different. Some people just like statistics more. And then College Algebra would be the easiest choices. Those would be the three main ones I would look at.
Thanks.
Hi, Mr. Thompson.
Hey.
I wasn't here last class, so I couldn't take tests. If I signed up for Thursday, would I be able to take retake during advisory?
Yes, you could. Yes.
Okay.
I'll have to ask you to step out in the hallway in just a minute because I'm about to go over it with them. But
Oh,
So if you have this piece of paper here,
right now?
wait just a minute. But yeah, and if soon.
poke for a little pinhole before it goes through.
I honestly don't know.
Like that.
I can't say yes or no.
The light will, because of how light works, it'll spread and make a new image on the paper down there. So the amount of light will be reduced because it's smaller.
Okay, guys, we've got. Let's get started, please. We've got our test, 50-point test coming up next class. So today is your test review. And the two things we need to check off our list is I need to pass back your quiz from last class. Anything you missed on that is probably going to be on the test and probably a red flag of something you need to try again or maybe ask questions on. And if you did not finish up the test review, which I numbered as 107, if you chose not to do that with your extra class time on Friday, then you need to do that with your extra class time today. That'll be the last assignment you need to turn in from this unit. And then I'll remind you with our test coming up on Thursday that if you had any late or incomplete work, remember I won't take that after we start the test. So if that fits you, then you need to add that to your to-do list too. So I've got a couple people who did not take the quiz last time because they were not here on Friday, so you guys need to step out in the hallway real quick. Johnny, yes, please. You're making it up in advisory. I'm about to go over it with the people that took it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go out.
I can bring it.
Yeah, you can take something out there to do. I don't know. It might be 5 minutes. It might be 20 minutes. It just depends on what they have to ask. All right. So if you would start looking it over as I pass it out here. Just like the quiz, test will be no calculator.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
These held together by something that is small and very
What part was it being done?
I didn't say anything, right?
Whether that phone will disappear for like a while.
Yeah, but one of the
I brought this at school. I don't know what it's called. You borrowed from Dave?
For what? His notebook. It's having life troubles. Cool.
I don't know that that's gonna help for very long, but. All right. Again, please start looking yours over. Just also the questions you got right.
Because the addition turns into subtraction.
thought it was the
No. This one. It's weird. It's like when you divide in logarithm, when you take something to the negative first power, it inverses it, it divides it by something. It's like that. Division turns into subtraction.
Alright, so even the questions you got correct, you might have gotten them correct if you had studied right before the test or right before the quiz last class. Things like change of base for question 1 take about 10 seconds to review. So there's always a chance that you got it right on the quiz, but still maybe need to review it or study it. But this is your guys' chance to look it over and tell me if there's any of them you would like me to tell you how I would approach it, so that you can make quick little notes and know what to study from that. We do have a couple different forms, so if there is something, you'll need to tell me the form also. Okay, let me give you a minute to look at that, and then I'll ask for questions again. Okay. So, is there any of these that I can help you with? Again, your test will be no calculator, just like this quiz was, so you can't plan on using a calculator to help you out. But change of base, expanding, condensing, solving logarithmic or exponential equations. Yeah, sorry.
Could you explain to Form M?
M number 2. Find the expression that is equivalent to log base b square root of a minus b, or a over b. Okay, so looking at the choices, it looks like they tried to expand this. So before you expand this subtraction, or this division into subtraction, you need to deal with this square root first. It's in the way. So what you could do is change it to an exponent of a half. And then it's an exponent on something you're taking the log of, so the 1/2 can come down out front. Okay, and then now you can expand. Division will expand as subtraction. So log base b of a minus log base b of b. And I've got 1/2 times the whole thing. So 1/2 times the whole thing. And the one other thing you could do on this question is this comes out to be 1. Since this is saying b to what power gives you b, you can change that to 1, which ended up being choice A. Here's. Okay, again, I don't mind what you guys ask, but I kicked them out in the hallway, so once I let them back in, if you do find any other questions, you'll need to come and bring it up to me individually. Anything else? Yeah.
Number 10, Form L.
Number 10, Form L. Okay. Alright, this was an equation to solve. Does it look like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're very limited on your options on this question, but since this is a log base 3 and this is a log base b, or 3, and they're separated by add or subtract, you could condense these two into a single log base 3. Since this was subtract, they would condense with division. Now, a lot of people did this right, and then a lot of people did the next step correctly on other questions, but they weren't consistent with this one, so I don't know if this was you or not. But this is logarithmic form. I've got log base of something equals something. So to switch this in exponential form, you're taking log away, and these two have to switch places. So you end up with 3 squared equals the other stuff. 3 squared is 9. And now you can solve it like normal. Bless you. Multiply both sides by x. Take away an x from both sides. Divide both sides by 8. And reduce. So it looked more complicated, but I would say this right here was the most common mistake. Just switching the form. I know the thing you're taking the log of was a whole fraction, so it made this a little more awkward, but same thing. And of course you have to be thinking to expand or condense to start. Your test should have at least one of those. Those are important question types. Okay, was that enough? Okay. All right, anybody else? Again, I'm not trying to rush you, but I'm not trying to make them sit out in the hall if y'all are done with your questions. Okay, then I guess the last thing you need to do, unless you did this on Friday, is finish up the test review. Again, you should have done half of that before spring break, and I'm only pointing that out to you because I don't really want you to start it over. I'd like you to find what you did from before spring break and just have to finish it. That's the only class grade, homework grade, whatever you want to call it, that I've not given to you from this unit. I've just opened it up in Google Classroom. So this review will count pretty much double what you normally get, because again, it was kind of like 2 test reviews pulled together. But if you're not finished with that, if you've not checked your answers from that, if you've not asked the questions you need to ask from that, you've got the whole rest of class to do that and to turn it in. And of course, if there was something that you missed or you got partial credit on because you missed a question or you didn't do parts of it or whatever, then you can still get half of those points back, but I have to have it before we start the test on Thursday. So, as you guys find stuff I can help with, just let me know. I'd still be happy to help you. And of course, there's a ton of class time left. So make sure you're ready for Thursday's test. You might put a reminder in your phone about it that you review for a few minutes. And otherwise, I guess that's all I have to share with you. After Thursday's test, we will move on to some other algebra topics next week. We will be 100% done with logarithms, except for the little bit that'll be on the final exam. Now, we do allow exemptions like we did first semester too, but of course, if you're planning on exempting, you need to make sure that you remember what the requirements are and that you're checking those boxes. Things like advisory absences and stuff go against you also, so. If y'all do find anything math related I can help with, I'd be happy to come to your desk. I'm happy if you bring it up here to me. Either one, whatever's easier for you, but hopefully this is enough time for y'all to study where you don't need to study outside of class, other than maybe just a quick 5-10 minute review.